All right, today we're diving deep into the grim darkness of the 41st millennium. We're going to find out what it's really like to be a soldier in the Astra Militarum, or, as you probably know it, the Imperial Guard. And let me tell you, this isn't some heroic tale. This is a story about survival, about being just a number in a war of unimaginable scale.
So what does it really take to make it out alive in the galaxy's most brutal, sprawling army? Well, we're going to stick you right in the boots of a soldier and walk you through every single rank, from the absolute lowest conscript all the way up to the highest commander, just to see what life and, death is truly like on the front lines of the Imperium.
Okay, so our story kicks off where it does for so many, right at the very bottom. You're not a volunteer. You're not some patriot signing up for a noble cause. Nope. You're a conscript. Your number got called, and your life, well, it isn't yours anymore.
So picture this. You're 16. You've spent your entire life deep in the guts of a hive city, a structure so massive it's basically the whole planet, with billions of people breathing recycled air. You have literally never, ever seen the real sky. Then, the tithe comes. See, every planet pays a tax to the Imperium, not just with stuff, but with people. Enforcers are just there to fill a quota. You happen to be in the wrong place at the wrong time. And just like that, your number's up.
Next thing you know, it's Thursday, and you're on a transport ship. The whole place smells of sweat, fear, and chemicals you don't even recognize. Your training lasts for a grand total of 3 weeks, and what do they teach you in that time? Well, it boils down to just 4 things. 1. How to fire your standard-issue lasgun. 2. How to dig a trench. 3. How to march. And 4, the most important one, how to obey any order instantly without thinking. That's it. You're now officially a soldier.
Your first deployment, it's some rock with a name you can't even say right. A sergeant whose face is just a mask of pure exhaustion points at a tree line. It's 300 meters away, across a totally open field. He tells your platoon to take it. You look over. The guy next to you is just shaking. The air is so thick you can feel it. 300 meters. It might as well be 1,000,000 miles.
Then the order comes, and you run. You have to run, because the only thing scarier than charging straight into enemy fire is being the one who doesn't. Because the commissars, they make damn sure of that. Halfway there, laser fire just tears through your platoon. The soldier next to you, he drops. You don't stop. You can't. Stopping is dying. You finally hit that tree line, and the next hour is just pure chaos, shouting and desperately trying to follow the sergeant's voice.
So you made it. You survived your first battle. Congrats! But fast forward 2 years, you're not that terrified conscript anymore. You're a guardsman, and you learn pretty quick that the fighting isn't the only enemy out here. Sometimes the absolute worst part is the waiting.
Life in the trenches. It's exactly as miserable as you'd think. Your pay is 50 thrones a month. Barely enough for an extra ration pack. Maybe. Food? Yeah, that's corpse starch. Processed organic matter, including, well, the dead. And trust me, it tastes even worse than it sounds. To pass the time, you gamble, smoke these cheap Laho sticks that taste like burnt plastic, but mostly you just wait.
Now we gotta talk about the guys who keep everyone in line, the commissars. These are political officers, and every regiment's got one. Their whole job is to maintain morale and obedience. And how do they do it? Simple. They have the authority to execute anyone on the spot for what they call cowardice. They're always there, a constant reminder that the enemy in front of you isn't the only thing that can kill you.
Yeah, you learn that lesson real quick. About 6 weeks in, during an artillery strike, a guy in your squad just panics. He breaks cover, stands up, takes 3 steps. He doesn't even make it a 4th step before the commissar just puts a bolt pistol round in the back of his skull. Nobody moves. Nobody says a word. You learn not to flinch, because that's what they're looking for.
5 years. You've somehow survived for 5 years, seen more war than anyone should. Then one day, your sergeant takes a last burst right to the chest. Before his body's even cold, the lieutenant just points at you. And that's it. That's your promotion. You're a sergeant now. And that weight, it hits you instantly. 12. That number is now your entire world. 12 soldiers. 12 human lives that are now your problem. Their survival depends on your orders, your gut feelings, on you seeing the fight 3 steps ahead of them. It's a heavy,
heavy burden. And you got to learn these 12 people, inside and out, and you got to do it fast. You learn who freezes up and needs a direct order shouted at them. You learn who automatically provides cover fire, and you learn who gets reckless and stupid when they're scared. You start to see the patterns. You see these two soldiers who always deploy together, and you just know that's going to get one of them killed someday. All you can do is try to stack the deck a little, try to put off the inevitable.
Okay, so the order drops. Hold a manufacturer arm against a chaos assault. Relief is 12 hours away. The first wave hits in under an hour. You pull the squad back, get the heavy weapons set up, and you hold. But then, a single chaos cultist slips through a side door. Your eastern flank is compromised. You lose 3 people before you can even react. One of those 2 guys, the ones who are always together, he gets hit. The other one carries him down 2 flights of stairs, right through the firefight, and 20 minutes later, he comes back up, alone. By the time relief shows up, the whole place just smells of fuel and blood.
Okay, let's jump ahead. 23 years have passed. You're 39 years old. You're not sergeant anymore. You're a Lord General, in command of millions of soldiers. You haven't seen a front line in years. Your battlefield? It's not a trench anymore. It's a briefing room, buried deep underground.
So every morning, like clockwork, before anything else, the Vox officer reads you the casualty report from the day before. 3,900,000 dead, across all engaged regiments. You just listen to the number, absorb it, and then you move on to the next thing. There's no time to grieve. There's only the strategy.
Then one day, right in the middle of a report, the Vox just crackles to life. Urgent update. Chaos forces have broken through the northern line. They are heading straight for a civilian transit hub. It's a massive shelter with 40,000 people inside. Your nearest troops are 6 hours out. The Chaos forces? They'll be there in 2. The room goes quiet. Everyone's looking at you. What's the call?
So here's the choice, and it's as cold and brutal as it gets. You've got Navy warships in orbit. With one order, they can blast the enemy's advance, and the hub, and everyone in it. 40,000 civilians, just gone. But the northern line holds. The other option? Do nothing. Maybe the civilians are spared for a little while, but the line collapses. You risk losing millions of soldiers and maybe the whole war zone. You give it 4 seconds, and then you give the order. The number just gets added to tomorrow's briefing.
All right, final jump. 35 years in the Guard. You're 51 years old now. You've hit the top. Lord General Militant. You haven't even been near a real battlefield in over a decade. The whole way you fight a war has totally changed. See, your problems now, they have nothing to do with taking a hill or holding a line. They're political. You answer to the High Lords of Terra now, the people who run the whole Imperium. Your worries are about entire sectors, army groups, and the soul-crushing logistics of a war that spans the galaxy. Your day-to-day is just a series of impossible choices. The High Lords want a sector held, but you have to pull armies out of other failing wars to do it, knowing those other fronts are now lost. Planetary governors are literally begging you for troops. You've got 200 requests and enough soldiers for 20. You pick 20. The other 180 are on their own. A Space Marine chapter master, a literal superhuman killing machine, comes to your office, and you tell this living weapon that his plan is flawed, and he's going to wait 48 hours. And you know what? He waits.
So from that kid who'd never seen the sky to the old man moving armies on a map, this is the real truth of the Astra Militarum. It's not about merit. It's not about glory. It is a machine. It takes you, it uses every single thing it can get from you, your body, your soul, and when you finally break, it just replaces you and keeps on grinding. So, after all that, let me ask you a question. Which role is the one you really fear? Is it the conscript running across that open field with nothing but a rifle and a prayer? Or is it the Lord General wiping out 40,000 lives with a 4-second decision just to save 1 million more? It's the physical horror versus the moral horror, isn't it? The 41st millennium has an endless supply of suffering, and we've really only just scratched the surface.